Okay, y'all, welcome back to Gemini Cat Tarot. I hope this sounds better. I got a microphone, I got that going. Um, we might even make this a real YouTube channel before we're through here if I'm not careful. I appreciate y'all hanging around. Anybody that's come back, God bless you. I think we're getting some of the bugs worked out, though. I really do. I think we're getting there. Um, I want to do a reading on Nancy Guthrie case. I've been avoiding this because most cases that you want to find out what happens, you have a point of fact. Like with Nolan Wells, we know that he drowned, so we could start there. I've not seen much on this case that I feel confident saying that there's, a starting point. Um, I think there's a lot of confusion in this case. I have a lot of thoughts and ideas about some of the stuff but not really have thoughts and ideas. Nothing makes sense. And I've been trying to figure out how to do a reading on this case because it's without a factual starting point. It's kind of hard to do, in my opinion. So what I thought, the one thing we know seemingly is that she did in fact go to dinner at her daughter's house. So what I thought I would do, I want to do a timeline reading. I don't do a lot of these, but there's usually a starting place. But I want to do a timeline reading. I want to do 10 oracle cards and tarot clarification for each one. Starting at the point that she finished dinner at her daughter's house, because seemingly that's the last place that we know that she was. Now I've got this here so I can have a focal point and know where the camera's actually recording on the table. But I'm going to move it because I don't think it's going to work well. And I'm going to try very hard to make sure that everything's still in line, that you can see. But if not, I apologize. Okay, and I'm going to just kind of set these 2, 3. I apologize if you can't see all of these. There's 2, 3, 4. That's my Scorpio rocks over here. Gonna move. 5, 6, 7, 8. And I think you'll be more apt to see them. Let me see if I'm way out of the camera here. I'm going to try something. Bear with me. I'm going to try something really quick. Well, never mind. That's not going to work. Okay. 8. I'm going to try to get them so you can see them. Let's see. Okay, I think that'll work better. This one over here is going to be a little bit out of focus. 9. Let's see, I can scoot them over this way. There we go. 2. There we go. And you should be able to see them all. Okay. Okay, there we go. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay. Now we're going to start from when she left her daughter's house. Or not when she left her daughter's house, when she finished dinner at her daughter's house. And I clarify that because I just wonder about some things. But anyway, again, all this is for entertainment, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. Just a girl throwing cards over here. Don't sue me. And I'm going to put a tarot card with each of these so we can clarify them. I'm going to do like a secondary timeline with the tarot. Okay, So we're going to start at the point that we're at Annie's house. We finished dinner, and that's going to start here. And I'm going to just put these on top of there, and I'll move them when we get there. Okay. Actually, what would make sense is to do this. I'm sorry, guys. It takes me a minute to figure things out. I wonder about I just got to tell my daughter I wonder about myself sometimes. Sometimes I swear I'm getting dementia. Okay. I appreciate y'all so much. And I do want to, when I get the enough subscribers, enough people interested, I would like to do like weekly free readings for members, or not for members, for subscribers. Members is something that I don't anticipate doing, simply because I get aggravated. I don't belong to any member. I've not joined any YouTube channel, because you have to have subscribers that have stayed with you from the beginning and supported you, so you can get enough to start having members. And then as soon as you do that, you kick them out for the people that are sending you money. And I don't like that. And I'm going to try very hard not to do that. Okay, here we go. Leaving Annie's house. What are we doing? Or not leaving Annie's house. Dinner, finishing dinner at Annie's house. Okay, we've got autumn harvest. Okay. I'm going to scoot these up a little bit. The next we've got change and courage. We've got intentions. Okay, so we've harvested something. We've harvested change and courage. And now we have creation and intention. And we have self-worth and expectations. So now we've created change and intention, and now we have expectations. Now we have doubts of our expectations. We have gratitude, abundance. So we've harvested change or courage. We've turned that into intentions and expectations. We have doubts. But we want to have abundance. A solid foundation. Unity. Receive an openness. And growth in the summertime. Okay, this so far is not working great like I thought it would. But we're going to do some Knight of Swords. Okay, so you've got a leader. A talkative, witty person. You got the Knight of Swords. This is a wise person. Okay, so you've got two people here, essentially. You've got the Knight of Swords, who is talkative, impulsive, flies by the seat of their pants kind of person. And then you've got the Knight of Swords, who is truthful. They want everything by the book. Okay, so then we've got, and then we got a Six of Cups. Shared moments, innocence, family type environment. And then we've got the Eight of Cups. Release what doesn't serve you. I think that is where what we're supposed to get from that. And then we go here to emotionally connected, Loving Queen of Cups. And I believe that to be Nancy. So just by default, this because I think her daughter and her son-in-law were the only two there, as I've been told, as the reporting goes. So I believe that we've got them. We've got a loving family environment. And then we'll come here. We got harmony, bliss, relationship fulfilled. We got the Knight of Cups. There's a proposal. Now, it's something being proposed of somebody who's charming, somebody who's very graceful. And here we've got the Six of Swords, better times ahead, tranquility, restoration, peace, stability. Then we come here. We've got the Three of Cups, social gathering, okay, which makes sense. And then the last is the Queen of Wands, who's charming, confident. So I wonder if this means we're introducing another person. Okay, I've done this a few times and it doesn't work as well as it seems like it should. But I think we've got a timeline. I think we've got at least 3 people at dinner. We've got a peaceful, happy environment. And then at some point, it looks like a 4th person gets introduced. I'm going to do just a straight tarot reading at this point. I want to do, instead of doing all the people individually, I want to do Nancy's energy at the dinner, and I want to do just one card for all the surrounding people at the dinner to see. And this is why I was hesitating on doing this reading, because I think there's so much confusion with the case itself. I think it's very hard to do a straight up reading and get anything from it, because I think there's so many. Spirit gets, vibes from all around too, and takes information from all over. This is Nancy Guthrie. Do it by the book. Okay. So that's interesting. That means that, okay, she's a logical person, which makes sense, actually. It seems like she was a very, do it by the book person, that this is how it's supposed to go kind of person. Okay. So that means in the other reading, there was still another night. So the loving person may have been Annie, and the other night may have been her husband, all allegedly for entertainment purposes only. But it does feel like there was a 4th person introduced at some point in the night. It's feminine energy. That doesn't necessarily mean it was a woman, though. Some men do present with feminine energy if they have a softer personality. And I don't mean that literally. Just some men are not as, they're not alpha males, as it were, I guess. And that can sometimes present as feminine energy. I don't know. Okay, is this the card I'm supposed to get for the people around? Page of Cups. There was a goal for the other people in the party. They had a goal. They had set a goal. Okay. A clarification card for Nancy. The Fool. Okay, it's interesting. Maybe at that time, because she was more of a by the book person. See, everything I'm getting is different than the other card. But maybe her energy was different that day. Maybe she was feeling more carefree, more adventurous, more like she wanted things to change and for relationships maybe to be different. Clarification card for the Page of Cups. Now remember, the Page of Cups isn't any one person, it's the group as a whole, other than Nancy at the dinner. I'm thinking it's her daughter, her son-in-law, and it seems to be at least one other person introduced to the group. All right, Spirit, give me one card for the energy clarification for the Page of Cups. Okay. Six of Wands, victory. That's interesting. Pride of achievement. They had a goal set. They definitely had a goal set. And this is, congratulations, you have victory. Huh. A card, another clarification card for the Six of Wands. Victory at what cost? Can we do that for, please, Spirit? And here's the bear. I didn't know he was in here with us, but apparently he is. Hey, little boy. Did you come to help Mama? You want to see the cards? Yeah. Okay. He is, you won't see his sisters anywhere near as much as you'll see him because he is a attention hog and he's becoming a screen hog. He thinks that you're going to have to lay down, baby. Lay down. Lay down. You're just blocking the camera. You're just blocking the camera right now. Nobody can see you. You got to lay down. Yeah, if you want to be seen on camera, you got to lay down. Here, baby. Come here. Oh, there we go. Here, sit here and help Mama. Or not. Okay. Okay. And a clarification on the Six of Wands. Not so much a clarification as a just to expand upon it, I guess. There, your cards going everywhere, baby. Got cards going everywhere. Okay, little boy. And this is why I called it Gemini cats, because I knew without a doubt the cats would be involved, especially this little boy, who believes is the star of the show. And, okay, demands his screen time. Okay, here we go. I'm going to leave the door open and maybe he'll go out. Go on. Go on. Go on. Go on. He's telling me no. Okay. I apologize for that. That's why I introduced my cats in the beginning, because I was certain that they would be part of it before this was all over. Okay. Bridge between worlds. That's interesting. Sacred wisdom. Higher self. I just have one straight question that I'm very curious about. This is allegedly for entertainment purposes, just a girl throwing cards. There are no facts here. Please don't sue me. This is just the opinion of the cards that I've drawn and the interpretation of them, but was did Nancy leave the dinner alive? Did she actually make it back to her house? This is my big question. Come on, Spirit. 2 more shuffles and I'm going to take the bottom card on the bottom. Okay. King of Cups. That doesn't answer my question at all, actually. Let's see. So I think we are dealing with the King of Cups, though. Misinformation, blocked communication, clouded judgment. So I think what I'm getting is I'm not going to know for some reason. And I think at the end of the day, I think that's why there's so much misinformation about this case. I think there's something, and it may be Nancy herself blocking information. It happens. It does happen. That there's information that you just can't get to. It looks as though she was at the party, or at the dinner. I keep calling it a party. At the dinner, it looks like she had a good time, and it was a loving environment. At least one other person was introduced. And from there, it seems like we just aren't going to get any more information. And again, that could be Nancy blocking it. It could be, who knows why. There's information that you just can't get to. It's a crazy thing about tarot cards, but sometimes it's just you get so far and there's just a block. I didn't want these, actually. I've got a billion sets of oracle cards here yet. I'm going to draw one of these and then I will stop on this particular subject, because like I said, I just don't think I'm going to get any farther. I think there's blocked information here, and I think it's blocked on a spirit level, whether by Nancy herself or somebody else, some other force. I don't know, and that sounds crazy until you do tarot for a while, and then you figure out that there's just a point that's just as far as you're going to get, and that's just it. You can do all sorts of readings, you can do whatever, and that's just as far as it's going to go for some reason that will never be clear to us, I guess. Anyway, this is called, my deck here is called the Wise Witch Oracle. I want to pull one of these, just one, I promise, for Nancy, or for the energy of the night, or whatever spirit wants me to get here. This has not been I'm sorry if this has not answered any questions. It's not answered any of mine. Like I said, sometimes you just get as far as you can get, and that's it. It's interesting to me, though, that because Nancy sounds like she was such a good mom, and I don't think I'm not saying they were, but if any of her family was involved, I don't think she would let it be known if she could stop the energy. And that is Raptor. Illusion. Look within for the answer. Your inner vision. Hold profound insight. Yeah, I think Nancy is blocking us from getting, or something. But I do believe it to be Nancy. Is blocking us from getting any farther. I think that's as far as we're going to get with this particular case. Now I've got a Who Is It Oracle. And this, I think, is interesting to do. See if we can get any information about who it was that abducted Nancy. I suspect we're going to get some vague, generalized answer, but I think that's all we're going to be allowed to get, honestly. But I'm going to pull a card. Give me one card for who abducted Nancy. This is why when true crimes have been done to death in oracle or tarot readings, I don't like to do them, because we've gotten all the information we're going to get at this point. A beard, a bald head, interesting. White clothing. Everybody at the on the camera was dressed in black, but they may have had white on earlier that night. Facial hair. And very distinct features of some sort. So I don't know if that tells us anything we didn't already know. I don't know. I'm on a quest for an answer that I'm not going to get, I think. But anyway, younger than you. Okay, well, I'm 54, so that pretty much probably includes everybody that was involved. That's not a big help. And I need to, we're almost at 26 minutes. Anything longer than that is very, very hard to upload. So I need to shut it down here. But white gray hair. I'm guessing that there may have been a woman involved, because the facial hair and the bald hair, all that is obviously a man. Red attire and dark skin, which I didn't see anybody on the video that had dark skin, but that doesn't mean that no one with dark skin was involved in the ultimate planning of it. This is actually creating more questions in my mind, so I think I'm going to stop here. Thank y'all for, this was not great. I know we didn't get any information from this, but except for finding out that we're not going to get any information. But I appreciate you all for coming and staying, and so please like, subscribe, and like I said, when I get enough people to participate, I want to start doing free readings for subscribers, like maybe 1 day a week or 2 days a month, or I don't know, we'll figure that out at the time, I guess. But thank you all, and have a blessed day.